Welcome to Day and Night Prime Debate. It seems that the centre did a right thing by dissolving the Medical Council of India. The Comptroller and Auditor General has found that the medical education regulator just failed to do its job. One wonders if this is how the MCI worked. Then what might be the condition of medical education in India? Apart from highlighting the other big scams, the CAG report also mirrors the shocking state of medical education in India. The report speaks of the failure of the Medical Council to achieve its principal objective of maintenance of uniform standards of medical education. According to the statutory requirements, each medical college needs to be inspected by the council within a period of 5 years. However, the CAG report reveals that the MCI did not adhere to the norms of periodical inspection in 56 out of 63 institutions during 2004 to 2009. The auditor pointed out that some colleges were inspected after a gap of up to 16 years. These colleges had reported faculty shortages to the extent of 45.53%. As per the MCI norms, the allowed teaching shortage is just 5%. In Punjab, Government Medical College Patiala was reviewed after 8 years despite its faculty shortage of 18.72%. Similarly, Guru Gobind Singh Medical College Faridkot was inspected after 6 years. It reported a teacher shortage to the extent of 51% and resident shortage of a whopping 70%. These shortages are among the highest in India. Government Medical College Chandigarh also does not meet the faculty requirement norms and has 9.4% shortage. In other findings, CAG has revealed that on many occasions, even the Health Ministry disregarded MCI recommendations to not allow certain interested parties to set up new medical colleges. Out of 71 cases approved by the ministry, in 4 cases of government colleges, the MCI had objected to permission. Likewise, in 11 cases of renewal of permission for yearly admission and 2 cases of starting PG courses, the ministry went ahead despite the reservations of the MCI. To discuss this, we have in our studios Professor Raj Bahadur, Director Principal, Government Medical College Chandigarh; Dr. S.S. Gill, Vice Chancellor, Baba Farid University of Health Sciences, Faridkot; and Dr. A.S. Sekho, Dean, Gyan Sagar Institutes, Banur. Welcome to the studios, all of you. Dr. Gill, I'd like to start with you. A couple of months ago, you were issued instructions and withdrawn the affiliations of some medical and dental colleges. So what is the criteria that is applied when such a decision is taken?
No, we were aware that some of the colleges are not having sufficient faculty. Main deficiency was the faculty. So even the central agencies, that is DCI and their central agencies, they also objected. Yes, there is a grave shortage, and we decided to withdraw the affiliation to these colleges.
And what happened to the students who were already there in the colleges?
No, we stopped the admission. We stopped the admission.
And who were into the courses?
They will continue.
They will continue. And they will continue with the same colleges, or they will be continuing it with different colleges?
With the same college for 1 year.
For one year.
If they still do not fulfill the required faculty position, improve their faculty position, then we will not allow the further admissions, and ultimately they will stop admission.
All right. Dr. Sekho, is it a fair criteria to follow by a university?
See, the university has its own identity, but majority of the time the university has to follow the direction of the Medical Council and Dental Council. So it's a regulatory body, and if the university is not able to follow the instructions or the rules or the norms which are prescribed for the medical colleges and dental colleges, then who else would be? It is definitely a responsibility of the university to see that the training which has been given to the institutes is proper, adequate, and there's a proper material there.
Right.
The university is within full rights, if there is any deficiency, to discontinue the admissions.
Dr. Gill, tell us how this criteria was involved. Was it the recommendation of Health Ministry or the MCI, or both, or none?
These are mainly by the MCI. Okay. MCI is our body. We are represented in MCI. So this is mainly by the MCI and approved by the government.
So Health Ministry, do they interfere?
They approve these criteria.
criteria. Okay. Professor Bahadur, now when the regulation is made, are individual colleges, they are consulted? I mean, do they have a stake in the decision of the regulatory bodies?
And when this body was formed, I was in PGI, and the total document came to us for a discussion. And we had a meeting in the office of the director PGI with the principal of the medical college and the other senior faculty members, and we did the issue, dissected threadbare. And we did the recommendation which were given to the government for this overarching body which is now being formed.
Right.
And it consists essentially now of 6 very eminent board of governors which would be looking after this, and the overarching body would be taking care of the medical science, the dental science, the paramedical sciences, the nursing sciences. I think this is a very good step the government has taken, because everybody knows by now that the way the Medical Council of India was going on, right, it was absolutely not desired that the country was taken care as for the medical profession by a single person who was absolutely corrupt.
And so many irregularities the way they functioned. So there was no check in past years?
I must tell that they had only few recognized inspector, 3 to 4. Those were permanent inspector. It is these permanent inspector which matters when the inspection was done. There was a associate inspector which could be from the any medical college, but the responsibility is by the principal, the permanent inspector, and the chairperson, the chairman of the Medical Council of India, the president of Medical Council of India.
Right.
They used to decide without appreciating what is happening at the institution. As far as my institution was concerned, we were very well, right, in terms of the staff, in terms of the hospital structure which is so good.
Right.
But the inspector was saying that the design of the hospital is not the one which they were expecting, because they were thinking the hospital should be with the long wards, and now you are aware that since the space is less, particularly in a city like Chandigarh or in a hilly area, one need to have a multi-storied or a building which are vertical.
Right.
And the designing cannot be the way it was like the old medical college with the long wards. I think these were the notions which were with the previous inspector, and it was whims and fancy of these people that they were recognizing or not recognizing the institution.
But how come they missed all these inspection trips? There are some colleges which they haven't visited in 16 years, in 14 years, 12 years, and the mandatory is that once in 5 years you have to visit a hospital for the inspection.
When there are only 4 inspector or a 5 inspector with the Medical Council of India, right, they cannot do the mammoth task of inspecting 300 medical colleges. Now, very recently,
lack of staff.
No, the inspectors.
Yeah.
Now, very recently, I attended the meeting, and they had identified now approximately more than 100 assessors. They are not the inspector now. I was also one of the assessors, and there are 3 colleagues of mine, those who have been identified as the assessor. When you have a population of approximately 100 or more than 100 persons, as an assessor, there is no difficulty that we will be able to assess these medical colleges very, very frequently. And they have taken very strong decision that these inspections would be just a surprise inspection.
Right.
The assessor, like me, would get a notice of only 48 hours that you have to go to a particular place, which means that there would be absolute transparency, and the assessor will give the information which is desired on the standard forms, but no recommendation. Whereas earlier, the permanent inspector was the person who was giving whether the college to be recognized or not recognized, and it goes to the executive committee, and you will say that the college is recognized or not recognized.
Right.
But however, now the assessor will give that these are the observations, this is what is existing on the ground in the medical college, and then the board of a governor, who are absolutely very eminent person above board, they will identify that whether whatever is the assessor reports is consisting of 3 persons is correct or not, and then they will say that the recognition is there or not.
My next question is for all of you. I'll start with Dr. Sekho. Let's talk about role of money here. How much is the capitation fee a factor in the decisions to allow a college to function without adequate facilities?
First of all, I would like to react to what Dr. Raj Bahadur has said.
Sure.
the Medical Council of India has never interacted in regulation, in structure or in anything with any of the medical colleges. Till today, in the last 40 years, I have never seen that all the medical college principals of the country were invited for some introspection, for some meeting. It has never been done. What is the problem of an undergraduate institution may not be a problem with the postgraduate institution.
Absolutely.
What is the problem of a new starting college may not be a college which has already started for the last 10 years. So they have never been discussed. And I would suggest even today, a medical council should call a meeting of all the principals of the country, maybe in small batches, and see to it that what are the real problems in the medical colleges. The problems in the medical colleges are not only about the faculty. The syllabus is outdated. The equipment which is required for the medical institutions is outdated. It has to be deleted. It has not been deleted for the last 60 years.
Okay.
It is still, what the equipment was required in 1947 is still required now. It is not being used. But it is still there in the Medical Council book. Similarly, the bed occupancy, what was the type of treatment 60 years back, what is the type of treatment now, is much different. Now the patient comes only for 48 hours and gets the treatment and goes back home. Here, you have to have 80% occupancy. When there is an overnight treatment, they are the orthopedic surgeon, they will be, tell you better that the patient doesn't want to stay in a hospital.
Right.
There has to be a daycare centers and where it is to be reduced. As far as the money is concerned,
I think we'll get back to this question after after we come back from the break. But before we go into the break, Dr. Gill, do you agree with Professor Bahadur and Dr. Sekho?
Oh, partially.
Okay.
MCI is the old body. Now it must change to some extent. We were continuing with the same body. That was the problem. But MCI is well represented by all the medical colleges, all the regions, Punjab, Haryana. Though it was mostly dominated by one region of the country, that definitely is a problem. But then it is everybody is representative. Punjab representative also there. So it is well representative. New people are coming there. Okay. So they are reviewing the subjects regularly.
Okay, fine. We spoke with Dr. L.S. Chawla, Founder Vice Chancellor of the Baba Farid University of Health Sciences on the issue. Here's what he had to say.
Well, I think in medical education, the colleges have to be inspected well with surprise. But the most important thing to bring proper merit